What's good, YouTube? It's your boy the Fourth Cat, and I'm back with another shape up video. So let's jump straight into it. As you can see, this client's hair grows in every single direction. So the first thing I'm gonna do is spray some hairspray. Since his hair is curly, it's not gonna lay down, but we're gonna at least attempt to make the front baby hairs, the parts that are laying down, make them stay. As you can see, just take a look at his hairline. Really look at it. It's all different directions. Got hair growing sideways, growing upwards. We're using our babblish trimmers today, and these are my dull trimmers. So I have sharp clippers in my arsenal, but I also have dull trimmers. Now, why am I using dull trimmers? I'm using dull trimmers on this specific client because his skin is sensitive. As you can see, his skin tone's naturally like reddish, so his skin's very sensitive. But that's besides the point. I'm also using them because I can press hard. Sometimes this just comes with being a barber, the barber IQ. My barber IQ tells me like, okay, if I use sharp clippers, it's gonna reject his hair because it's growing in different directions. Notice in the corner, it's growing sideways, growing diagonal. So when you have clippers that press hard, you force the hair to be cut. You force the hair to run into the trimmer cutting blade. So that's my best advice. Just notice how I'm shaping him up. His hair, he has brown hair, and I like to take his front line down to a 3.5 against the grain. His vertical bars are naturally lighter. We are going to enhance it. And we don't enhance it heavy, but the reason why it's going to look dark at the end is because the color that I'm using is dark. So my best advice on a client like this, where his hair grows in every different direction, you can't follow the natural line. You have to create your own line. You have to create it. So pushing back is going to be necessary. It's just a part of the game, but it's just a professional pushback. You want to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? And just notice how I'm pressing down. I'm not scared. I'm not tapping. With clippers that are dull, you don't have to tap. You can press. You can use that corner. You can use that blade to your advantage. You can really sculpt the curly hair. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get started on a C cup right here. So the haircut's already done. I just wanted to show you guys the shape up process. This will be under my new series, How to Shape Up. I'm trying to show you guys every different canvas. You guys always say, oh, you got perfect canvases. This is a very imperfect canvas. He has beautiful hair, but his hairline's crazy. Like, it grows in every different direction, but I love a challenge. So on this side, this is the really difficult side. So right there, look at that. That's called the clipper rejecting the hair. It's rejecting it. It's not cutting. So I had to go up. I had to push the hair up since it was growing at that weird angle. Now, if I would have had sharp clippers, I wouldn't have been able to go up like that because I probably would have scarred my client or something, or made him feel uncomfortable. But since I have dull clippers, I can do that. I can press and I can go against the grain like that. And also at the end, after I use enhancements, we will not be using a razor. Whenever your client's skin is just naturally red, I wouldn't recommend using a razor, especially if his hair grows in different directions. That means even the tiny stubble before the hair actually grows, that also grows in different directions. So if you use a razor against the grain, it can make the hair grow back weird or even just scar your client. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's skin sensitive. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to be using the shaver. And it pretty much does the same thing. But I know for a fact I can use the shaver on this client because I've used it on him in the past. And you want to make sure you match that other C cup up with the other one, because that's very important. I see a lot of haircuts like on Instagram and YouTube, like the hairline's straight, but the C cups don't match up. And that's actually a mistake I made on this haircut. Towards the end, you're going to see the C cups kind of don't match up, but I ended up fixing it. And another key piece of advice is just make sure the hairline's crispy before enhancements. Of course, enhancements is always going to make the hairline look better, but I recommend making sure it's also crispy so that when the client washes the enhancements out, it's still going to be somewhat crispy. So I know you guys probably think I have steady hands, but I like to tell people this on Instagram. My hands are really shaky. So as you can see right there, my hands are shaky. I'm not nervous or anything, but especially with enhancements, my hands just get shaky because because like I have to hold the car precisely up to it. My best advice is to not overspray it here. Just use a dark color so that you can see the enhancements. You don't want to make it look too fake. You don't want to make it look too artificial. You want it to match the hair color up top. So if someone has blonde hair, you don't want to use black enhancements on them. It's gonna look stupid. You know what I'm saying? You want to use a color that will match their skin tone and their hair, most importantly. So as you can see, you can still see the stubble where his hair was. And we're gonna touch up his other C-cup right now just to kind of match it up, because it just looked off to me. Like I was looking at it through my phone on different clips that you guys will see soon, and it kept looking off to me. I'm very OCD with hairline symmetry because I feel like that's very important. So right here we're using our shaver. This is the Babyless shaver, and we're going against the grain. We're not going with the grain, we're going against the grain. On the side that has the double foil. So we're making sure this haircut will last him at least a couple days. Because a haircut ain't supposed to last a couple weeks. People always say, oh, it's supposed to last. It's really not. A haircut, especially a sharp hairline, it's only supposed to last a couple days, if that. So right here, the C-cup was still looking off. So I released one of the clips in his hair, because sometimes, and this is a key piece of advice, sometimes when you have clips pulling back your client's hair, it can also pull back their forehead, which stretches the skin, which can make the hairline appear uneven when it's really not. So I released it, looked at it through my camera, noticed it was still a tad bit off, and I touched it up just a little bit right here with my trimmers. Now these are my sharp trimmers, but I can still press hard. I never really 0-0 gap my trimmers because I just never want to scar my clients. That's probably the worst thing, or push them back. Pushing back or scarring your clients is probably the worst two things you could do. And as you can see, it's crispy, it's symmetrical. I took a picture for Instagram right here. That's how it looked in real life off camera, through the phone camera. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Make sure you guys follow my Instagram at the 4th Ken, and it's the 4th Ken, and I'm out. Peace.